Howdy, 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 my name is Anashi Sasuke, and welcome back to Let's Read Prequel, or Making a Cat Cry the Adventure. In the last episode, Katia successfully managed to reach out to some sort of skeleton summoning force while trying to distract, the crazy lady whose name I'm drawing a blank on at the moment. But they're going to say it soon as Sigrid. There it is. Okay, so, apparently Alvin wrote, "She's going for the Musk Act now!" Which is referring to the fact that Sigrid's like, "Oh, I'm tired of waiting for you, and you should like me, and if you're not going to like me, I'm just going to do bad things." Name wrote, "This is no time for fine print, just sign the thing!" Zier wrote, "Katia to Sigrid, have I got a bone to pick with you?" Now, on the one hand, "Yes, you agree to the thing! You mentally command the skeleton to sign the contract quickly and send some kind of help. To your dismay, you only feel confusion in response. Contract? The skeleton reminds you that Karen Corp prides itself on providing a more comfortable user experience than the run-of-the-mill Daedric plane, and would never trick clients into signing a long and confusing contract. The only contractual agreement in this packet is the first 3 pages, briefly outlining the basic benefits and user and liabilities of your free Karen Corp Conjurer account." Trademark. The bottom of page 3 is where you agree to these terms, pages 4 to 6 are where you set up your account preferences, and pages 7 to 354 are mandatory questions on your demographics and interests to help Karen Corp notify you of specials and promotions that are just right for you. "Well, ain't that the bee's knees, because I have a bone to pick with you." "What?" Sigurd says. You quickly come to the horrifying realization that a skeletal warrior is not about to pop over into the room, and your clever line was completely mistimed. While you frantically try to figure out what's going on with the summoning spell, you explain to Big Sigurd that by bone to pick, I will tell you everything you want to know, just please don't do the bug must thing. The room is silent for a tense moment. At least you're pretty sure the music is from the skeleton's end of the telepathic link. Sigurd sighs once again, but this time doesn't take a single step. Gimo Handy wrote, "So, here's what you do. You tell the truth. The reason you broke the spell before was because you realized that you had given up a few relatively trivial items that meant you had no chance of succeeding in your quest, of not being a failure. All that's really needed to make sure you don't break the spell again." She hands over the letter and the book and lets you go on your happy way. Okay, but can you skip that last part until later? You focus on the fact that you were kind of in a tight spot, and would be much more likely to survive if you could summon help now, and fill out the 350-page questionnaire once you're safe. The skeleton admires your eagerness to conjure with Karen Corp, but notes that Karen Corp's success comes from understanding the needs of their customers, and the registration forms are required for all new accounts. However, the entire page on gender and sexuality is optional, so it's really only 349 pages that require your input. To get you started, the skeleton flips ahead to which of the following conditions, magical or otherwise, have you been afflicted with in the last 6 months, and puts a mark by blindness. Would you like to add more to this answer or return to page 1? "Katia, this whole time you've been promising to give the answers I wanted. I gave you the benefit of the doubt, and received nothing but meandering lies and wasted time in return. How long did you spend talking about a dog named Lulu, swearing it was the answer to my question? Okay, you say, but I promise this time that I'm actually going to tell you how I broke through the creepy mind control. You don't have to use the mind control perfume stuff, because I'm going to answer your question now, any second now." "Katia?" "I am! The truth is, after I gave you all my stuff, I started thinking about the very important delivery I was going to make for my best friend, and how I gave you her package, and it didn't make sense. And that was it." Pumpkinbot wrote, "Politely think out to the skeleton friend, fuck, she's about to mind control me, oh fucking fuck!" Radical Coffee wrote, "Sigurd is really egotistical, try to play with her thoughts, pretend to agree with the comment she made about you and save as much time as you can." Being polite as possible, you aggressively think about how the evil sorceress is about to mind control you in 5 seconds. And if you don't get help right now, you're pretty sure you're gonna end up either dead or too enthralled to care about summoning with Karen Corp, the skeleton adds. All rights reserved, the skeleton adds. The skeleton can understand where the paperwork might be inconvenient. This is why they always encourage prospective users to register before the need arises. If your aggressor is using mind control magic, perhaps you could use a resistance spell or potion to delay them while you set up your account. You were born magic resistant! The skeleton marks this under the conditions question. And if chewing up an alchemical ingredient for a tiny effect counts as a potion, you have a magic resistance potion too. The problem is that she's not using a magic spell, she's using some kind of pheromone perfume? You think it was called Telvanni Bug Musk? Whatever it was, your magic resistance didn't seem to help at all. The skeleton ponders your predicament. It has never encountered such a situation before and isn't sure the best way to proceed. Hold on, I want to push this down to regional. Wait, what? Miss Mannequin, I thought I told you these games are... It's not a game! That's what happened! I thought about the thing I did, and it seemed really dumb, and I realized it was mind control. Sigrid starts to reply, but you cut her off and keep going. Look, you're right. I'm not good with people. I have like one friend, and I think it might be the latest in a long line of pity friendships. And all that stuff you said about me trying to advance my own standing, it's kinda true. Would you like me to explain everything else you're right about so slowly so you can savor it? No, I'd like you to answer my question, Katia, which you are clearly unwilling to... I did! I answered it! It's not an exciting answer, but it's the truth, and I don't have anything else I can give you. The smallest tinge of anger enters Sigrid's tone, although it quickly fades. You hear the hollow echo of the ceramic bottle in her hand. Nothing you've said has been the truth, Katia. Every word has been stalling and misdirection, and I find it hard to believe you are telling me the whole truth now, especially with an answer so banally empty, but it's no matter. With a little help, I'm sure you'll understand where I'm coming from and give me the information I want. Alice Light wrote, Sigrid's being a hypocrite? He's talking about the whole being selfless act, yet the whole reason you're there to get it is to get back a package for somebody else? But she took it from you for herself. I probably supposed to say she. Challenge her with that. It may buy you a little more time. You experience the unnerving sensation of feeling happy to see yourself, slowly parsing that a new mind has entered your telepathic connection. The skeleton greets the keeper. The skeleton considers your situation. Oh, sorry, the keeper feels a wave of happiness, like an old friend just walked through the door. It thanks the skeleton for contacting Regional and wonders how it may best serve. The skeleton explains the situation. Listening carefully, the keeper suggests utilizing a magic resistance potion or a spell to buy additional time for the paperwork. The skeleton notes that this was tried, but the aggressor is using atypical mind control methods, a pheromone they call Telvanni bug musk. The keeper ponders your predicament. It has never encountered such a situation before and isn't sure the best way to proceed. Hold on, I'm going to push this down to corporate. Wait! Maybe you should, like, do the thing you were saying before about being nice. Like, let me go for now and later I can tell you all the secret details about how I realized I was being mind controlled. Sigrid replies with something about that how she's already been very nice and you're the one who keeps shooting it down. You have 3 sets of senses right now and it's getting kind of hard to keep track of, but you're pretty sure she's saying no. With the meager remainder of your attention, you try to call out as hypocritical, but she confidently replies with something or other about how you're wrong and she's right, despite not hearing the details you try to explain. Oh god. The keeper of the soul cairn feels only removed dispassion as the skeleton and keeper greet it with reverence. You wonder why its holy name was invoked. It wonders why its holy name was invoked. Its slumber disturbed. The keeper explains the situation. The skeleton is in contact with a conjurer who needs to fill out the registration paperwork, but is in an immediate danger of being mind controlled. The maker considers that a magic resistance spell or potion may delay the aggressor and provide time to fill out the paperwork, but the keeper passes along that you've already tried. The mind control is being exercised through a pheromone called Telvanni bug musk. Whoa, hold the bone phone. Did you say Telvanni bug musk? Sigrid interrupts you to whisper that the soul fissures in the glib sea have gone back up to full production. Wait, no, that's not Sigrid, that's someone else. You give a quick nod in response. Oh wait, you don't nod, it's the... What was that? Sigrid asks. Nothing, you struggle to say. We're just talking about how I think you might be looking at the situation wrong. No, I mean the nod. You're wasting more of my time with circular nonsense when you stopped and nodded. It's, force of habit? Trying to flick hair out of my eyes? Anyway, what I mean is the thing you were saying before is right, but I think I'm righter? Maybe you could talk about that for a little bit. The keeper confirms that the skeleton said you called it Telvanni bug musk. The skeleton corroborates. You note that, yes, that is what you remember it being called. Flippin' Fibulous, is the contractor dealing with the damn Telvanni? Which Telvanni is it? If it's Mistress Dratha, that witch owes me her soul twice. Unless she's somehow grown a second soul in the last 2,500 years, I'm pretty sure that overglorified skeleton cozy's making a chump of us. Everybody chill for a sec, the maker thinks. I'm maximizing the conjurer's window. The stalling is tiresome, Katia. It's not as though I'm going to kill you. I just want us to speak as equals, even if I have to achieve it through alchemical means. Wait. If you do the mind control perfume thing to make me like you, I might not be able to tell you why I disliked you, right? Sigrid says nothing. You realize you might have found an angle to delay her and push it. Like, right now, I can talk at length about why I don't like you, and would try to resist your... Through the Conjurer's sightless eyes, you gaze upon the magic user before you. Even without her damnable Telvanni alchemy, she's quite clearly equipped for control. You count no less than 3 charm enchantments on her attire, most of them with physical activation switches for mana conservation. Typical Dark Elf make. It's not enough to conclude this is the sorceress who wronged you, but it's close enough to be suspicious. The Conjurer protests slightly at your prominence in their thoughts, but you dismiss it for the time being. Beyond the bound enchantments, there's one charm spell, definitely scroll cast, and a few rudimentary wards. Running the sheer numbers, it's impressive the Conjurer is willfully standing against this witch as is. Pulling back from your thoughts, the Maker considers your situation. Standard magic resistance won't work against Bug Musk, it's tried, and it recognizes that you'll have no desire to oppose this sorceress once the pheromones are deployed. It wonders if you can telekinetically remove the enchanted clothing and try to simply endure the controlling effects of the musk on its own, but you both simultaneously realize that her magic absorption enchantments would prevent any such thing. You add that your usual method for getting people out of their clothes only works on men. Wow, gross, the Maker thinks. As soon as your senses are back, you apologize to Sigrid for stopping mid-word. Anyway, as I was saying, I could talk at length about why I would... Sigrid isn't saying anything. As your words peter out, Sigrid still says nothing until... You know, Sakadia, I've been so dead set on figuring out how you came to hate me so, I've been neglecting a much more interesting question. Why are you so dead set on stalling for time? Are there any more Bug Musk bottles around you? It wonders if you can get your meaty flanges on some, you might be able to convince her to wait while you fill out the registration forms. Are we really still on about the registration forms? With exasperation, you note that if you can find some way to charm her into submission, you won't even need Karen Corp, the skeleton. All rights reserved, the skeleton adds. The Maker, in return, notes that stings. I'll say it again, you're not the type who would be saved by friends. If you truly do have any friends besides me, I suspect they're the sort who merely tolerate you. But you are an aspirant mage. And while lacking in both power and intelligence, you are certainly the kind of Kashi who would try to cast her way out of a situation like this. You'd probably come up with an elaborate plan that would be completely ruined by, say, 1 magical silence spells? There is a barrel of imp gall, you think. The Maker, like you, recognizes it is an ingredient in the more rudimentary potions diplomats use to boost their charisma, and wonders if there's any other reagents it could be mixed with. Nothing but water, you reply, and that won't do anything to enhance the alchemical properties of the imp gall. If you weren't panicked, you'd be a little proud you actually know this stuff now. The Maker is silent, then it thinks, how much imp gall is there? I'm not casting any spells! The response comes out as a strange squeak as you struggle to maintain the unwieldy summoning spell and continue your telepathic conversation with the Maker. All rights reserved, the Keeper, trademarked, adds. Strands of magicka weave together in what you assume is Sigrid's hand. You can practically hear her smirk. If you're not casting any spells, she says, then surely you wouldn't mind if I cast a silent spell on you. Go ahead, cast it! I promise you that I'm not doing anything magical. Alright then, she says, I will. Wait, that was a bluff. Can I go back a step? With the sound of sparking magic, Sigrid thrusts her hand forward. You move to dodge, but the silent spell strikes you, and... You might see where this is going. A full barrel, you think. You're blocked off from it by bars, though, and it's too heavy for you to magically drag to the cage. With some help, you could potentially reach it, or even just beat the witch up directly, as in, you sure could use some help! Fine. Registration accepted, but your username is Slutty Meatsack and your default language is Dragon Link Screams. Also, I'm looking at your leyline and it's awful. I didn't even know Mundus looped at the edges. You drew actual pictures with it on your way here, and pulling even our weakest model along this would take more mana than you will ever have in your life. Lucky for you, Conjurer, the Telvanni are the worst, so I'm going to catalyze your Bonekin's liminal transition and save your fleshy Sancrum. But if I help you, you first have to do something for me. Alright, the covetable Atronach. I had hopes that a top-quality silent scroll could slip past your resistance, but it looks like fortune was on your side for once. You hear the clicking of a tube against a perfume bottle. No matter, relying on luck is unbefitting for someone of my stature, and predicaments like this are one of many reasons why I've come to prefer an alchemical solution to these quarrels. But be proud, Miss Mannigan. I've brought down my last bottle of pure bug musk for this occasion, not the watered-down mess from last time. We've been trying to reach out to the 16 to 24 demographic, who are overall more interested in the succubi class models offered by our competitors. As a conjurer presumed in that age bracket who took an interest in Karen Corp, could you rate the following 3 prospective new slogans on a scale of 1 to 10? A skeleton of Skelefun, good conjuration, we ain't ribbon, gladiatorial calcium. You can make out 2 brief hisses as Sigrid sprays the bug musk on herself. In fact, let's make this fun, Miss Madigan. You'll finally tell me everything I want to know, or I'll make sure you die trying. Democracy wrote, a skeleton of Skelefun, 6.18 out of 10. Good conjuration, we ain't ribbing, 5.62 out of 10. Gladiatoria calcium, 5.74 out of 10. Dragonhawk wrote, think, 5, 1, 10. Help me! I can't be a repeat customer if I die! And why is it, wrote, hold your breath for as long as you can. Rune wrote, for the life of the 9, hold your breath! Lavian wrote, summon creature, appear inside metal cage. Poof! They just step between the bars. A skeleton, Miss Katia? I'm not sure what you expected that to... What is she doing? Was she eating imp gall or was she eating the bug musk? Don't say anything! Okay, so are they both just now full of the making you do what you want thing now? Blue Drag, you wrote, Katia, are you completely under Sigrid's spell now, or can you just not talk? Is she the most wonderful person you ever met again? You're pretty sure there was some really good reason you weren't supposed to talk right now, but at the same time, you know Sigrid is using mind-altering alchemy bullshit, and is probably filling in some blanks like it did last time. You kind of feel like you should be standing up to her as an independent person who doesn't deserve to be ordered around like a slave, but you're also pretty sure you only feel that way about yourself because you just ate half a barrel of magical charisma slime, and it's screwing with your head. Everything Sigrid wants makes sense, but it also doesn't feel right that she can bark commands at someone as smart, as pretty, as infallible as you are. Even the imp gall running down your chin is coming across as badass and rugged looking rather than disgusting, but since it was just a raw ingredient, you probably only have like 12 seconds before this effect wears off, and... Waterlogged wrote, grab the sword! Are you kidding me? Tet wrote, char your scrap of bread and scribble a message on your scraps of paper. Why would that work if she can't see? Ojan wrote, Start with don't write anything and don't kill me. Dunk wrote, start using sign language. Do you know any? Kavra wrote, if you can get a word in edgewise, get her to remove the 500,000 enchantment she has on. Don't use magic. No writing. No giving me orders. Humans don't know that code. No. What does that say? No Ben? No pen? No words. No fancy enchanted clothes. Blinded by proxy. Uncover. Sleep. Okay, so she actually did take the clothes off. No fancy enchanted clothes. Whop. And it runs out. Time's up. I'm almost mad that she's hot. Almost mad. There she goes. Wait, something else happened. Most of her spell and resistant charm enchantments. Good reasons not to harm me. Palace wrote, cast a spell on Sigrid. Doct wrote, suck her magic from her! Feel it and rip it from her! And tongue. Hep wrote, use your telekinesis to dump the barrel of water on her to wash away the bug musk. I started scrolling and then... What just happened? Okay, darkness, darkness. Darkness, darkness. Well, she can see. Sigrid is still naked. The skeleton seems to be completely gone. You know, Kanya, without all the charm magic, I come across as somewhat douchey, don't I? Yeah, you're kind of an asshole. Nick M wrote, use reason. Establishing common ground is the first step in negotiation. Calabath wrote, talk to her, sure, but maybe subtly slide those robes and boots into the cage with you as well while you do it? So, oh, wait, hold on. Boop. Okay. So, are we cool now? Are you, like, not evil anymore? I think it would be a misnomer to call me evil, Sigrid says, but with hindsight and lacking several thousand septims worth of charms, I can see my actions do seem a lot less tasteful. Would you believe this expensive falling cage trap once felt like a brilliant idea? Now the whole thing just seems chintzy and cliche. This is actually my first falling cage trap experience, so I'm not a good judge. Can I leave? Oh, yes, I figure we're pretty much done here. While it's certainly interesting how easily you overcome my charms, I think we can all agree it's not interrogate you in a cage levels of interesting. I am going to reactivate some basic words, however, in case you jump out and punch me. There are a lot of little voices in the back of my head screaming for it. I mean, that's it? You were being affected by your own charm spells, perfume, and magic clothing, and now that they're all gone, you're just letting me walk? Is it that surprising? As I said, you're one of the rare few to have broken through these sort of charms, so you should know what it's like to realize everything you've been doing is innate and stupid. Not only that, but you used charm magic not even 20 minutes ago. Did you not see what it can do to one's self-perceptions? Yeah, but I was shoveling raw imp gall into my face, basically doing the alchemy equivalent of mixing a drink in my mouth. You were using some professional charm perfume made by big shot Telvanni wizards. Turning the user into an egotistical megalomaniac seems like a pretty big design flaw for them to... Okay, no, this explains everything I've heard about the Telvanni. You never once found it strange how many of them are married to clones of themselves, Sigrid asks? I'm sorry, I'm realizing a lot of obvious things about dark elves tonight. Shayte wrote, use your natural ability to get dressed in the blink of an eye in Sigrid's clothes and boom, you were the magic. Pyotr Ivanovic wrote, Katya, you were under effect of fortified personality for about 15 seconds and it already started messing with your brain. Better not to touch her garb is more of a curse than a charm. So, like, what's the plan for the rest of the Telvanni Bugmusk? Are all of the crazy charm enchanted gear? Well, the ley lines on the dress and undergarments were no doubt shattered when I literally ripped them off my body. Nords may have no concept of shame, but that doesn't mean we can just blink clothes off the way you do. Those rings and bracelets simply have wards and absorption spells, so I like to hang on to them. As for the charm boots and the rest of the Bugmusk, given what they turned me into, I'll probably just sell them. That, seems like a really irresponsible way to dispose of super powerful magic items. Charm magic is common practice, Katya, and the entire spell school isn't going to miraculously vanish off the face of Nerd if I burn some shoes. Any trained illusionist with a free weekend could learn the incantations, and any enchanter with a soul gem and some mage tallow candles could imbue it into clothing. Charm magic isn't exactly rare or difficult, and if it were, mages would simply resort to different, more destructive methods of bending others to their will. Welcome to wizardry, where people with awful ideas and no social skills invoke supernatural forces to gain power and respect. Almost makes you want to tap out and start a little shop selling healing potions. Wow, that's pessimistic. I mean, it's not like every wizard is an evil jerk like you who wants to control everyone. Even the ones who learn mind control stuff, there's probably a lot who use it responsibly to, like, stop bad people and make the world a better place? You mean exactly like how I was attempting to use it? You're new to the practice of magic, Katya, so let me give you a lesson I apparently forgot. There's no such thing as good or evil, just powerful and powerless. For their own safety, powerless people will work together in something we mistake as good, whereas those with access to power will stomp on whoever they can in pursuit of some perceived greater good. So how about this? If you want to use powerful magic to make the world a better place, I'll allow you to put my expensive magical equipment in the deepest part of a cave and then fill the cave with deadly traps. That way the traps can take care of all the other mages who want to make the world a better place and will actually get something good from it. I mean, I'm just saying, I totally used your own mind control stuff against you to stop your evil reign and save Kvatch, so... Fuck you, I'm right, magic is awesome. St. Dumos wrote, where did Skelebro go? Has Kane Corp retracted their asset, or did he just go floosh after you immobilized Sigrid? Wyvern wrote, sort out that business with the soul caring contract as soon as you get a free moment. Agreements with supernatural entities like that are not something you want hanging over you, especially if composed of badly completed paperwork. Oh, right! In the commotion, you hadn't even considered what happened to the skeleton. Feeling a little guilty about it, you quickly reach out your magic to check in. Just like the first time you contacted the skeleton, you were hit with an immediate wave of happiness. You can feel the skeleton's thankfulness that you will contact Karen Corp and curiosity at how your will can be best served today. You concentrate on the fact that you're fine and that you don't need anything. You just want to thank it for its help and make sure it was okay after that big magical explosion. Both it and Sigrid's nature kind of disintegrated, so you're not sure what happened to them. The skeleton warmly reassures you that there is nothing to worry about. It is currently in the Chapel of Health, receiving newly molded replacement parts so that it, like all Karen Corp's convenient models, can be in optimal condition for the next time you are in need of the Maker's holy aid. So, like, this is an ongoing thing? Anytime I need a second skeleton, I just follow the stars of this plane and dial you? A Star Tesseract is a perfectly suitable conduit for used by many conjurers, but Karen Corp is also glad to offer compatibility with binding circles and other liminal bridging techniques, as per your needs and tastes. Since this was your first summon with a new account, you should find an informational packet from Karen Corp nearby, explaining the exciting perks of your free Karen Corp, Conjurer account. I lost my place, sorry. In this pocket, you'll find your basic information, safe summoning tips, and an ideal MasterCard used to access your complimentary savings account. Your account has a current withdrawal limit of 5,000 septums, 75,300 Akavari round marks a day, although this will increase by 1,000, 15,060 for every Karen Corp brand soul gem you use for enchanting. You ask what the black squid-looking thing is. The skeleton tells you that new applicants also receive a free plush racehorse. Since Karen Corp seems amenable to feedback, you know that the skeleton made out of plush fabric doesn't really work all that well. So on the Conjuring, I can seriously just call you no matter where I am, any time of day, and any plane of existence as well, the skeleton notes. Although using Star Tesseracts, you have to know the plain skies. Your free Karen Corp Conjurer account entitles you to check out one Soul Gem denizen at a time at your own mana expense. If you are a career conjurer, however, you may consider filling out a A26 and upgrading to a Platinum account, which allows the simultaneous summoning of up to 6 Soul Cairn denizens, and is available for the low price of your soul. Thanks, you think, to the skeleton, but you're good for now. You'll keep the offer in mind. By the way, do you have a name? The skeleton uneasily tells you that individuality like that doesn't have a place in the holy ways of the Makers. It is simply a skeleton. Okay, it's just calling you the skeleton or it feels really impersonal. You kind of saved my life back there in all of Kvatch. Can I give you a name? The skeleton isn't comfortable with how this relationship is progressing. It's going to file a request with the keeper to have a different skeleton take over your account from here on out. Did I mess this up? Our Strider wrote, make her give you back everything you gave her while you were under the bug musk spell, especially Quill's book. Qui Mortier wrote, this is your chance. Sue for peace, get your stuff back, get the hell out of Dodge so you can finally complete your mission for Quillweave. Hey Sigrid, I don't usually win things and I'm not sure how to handle this. The other day you took a robe, a package, and a purse of gold and stuff from me? Since I beat you in a magic duel, am I, like, allowed to go get that now? Sigrid says that you're technically burgling her home, so allowing wouldn't be the appropriate word for it. This place is covered by guild insurance, though, and your entire goal is apparently to take roughly 30 septums worth of goods, so she won't oppose you if you finish what you came here to accomplish. Okay, but, like, can you tell me where the things are, or give me a key? I always expect this post-battle victory stuff to be easy and intuitive, but instead it's just really awkward and everyone is naked? You know there's a bunch of robes in that crate right next to us, right? Don't be gross, Katia. Those are necromancer robes. Anyway, I'm still the ranking member of this guild hall, and I don't want to deal with the aftermath of aiding in its burglary, but I also don't really want to take any accountability for robbing you earlier, so if you're good with calling this square as is, I'm just going to fill out a new applicant form and say you joined the Mages Guild last night. Welcome to the wonderful world of professional wizardry. Here's your key, and help yourself to any silver daggers, calcinators, and various items that may or may not have been left upstairs. The gold will be in the pile with the rest, so just take a sack of it to cover losses. I'm still processing the joint the Mages Guild part, but when you say sack, are you talking like coin purse or laundry bag? You know, a money sack? The type people offer you huge amounts of money in when they perceive you as an apex of compassion and amenability within the local community? So like, A grocery bag? I don't have a frame of reference for this, and I'm scared. Sure, yes, that's fine. Just don't take everything. If this ordeal's any indication, I'll probably have to give a good amount of it back as reparations, apologies, and other unfortunate yet inevitable consequences of magical competence. Let's not leave me with any additional problems beyond what I already have. That is a lot of tail wagging. And just to check, this isn't some horrifying, hope-crushing trap. Like, you're saying I can go upstairs, get my stuff back, and literally take a grocery bag full of gold. Sigrid admits that she thought about signing you up for the Mages Guild and running away while you weren't looking, so you'd have to handle all the fallout of what she's done, but she should probably just stop being a horrible person while she's ahead. Perhaps it's residual charm effects, or perhaps it's simply the terrifying fact that you're not grabbing the boots and bug must to make her give you everything, but a grocery bag full of gold feels fair. And you're not mad at me for ending your evil reign? She says it was probably inevitable anyway, and at least this way she's avoided a dramatic what have I become moment, and was instead defeated in a noob mime fight over 30 gold. She said this was a victory for everyone involved. And I'm actually in the Mages Guild now? I can, like, go here or any Mages Guild in the world, read the books, eat the food, and sleep in the beds? If it sounds too good to be true, Sigrid says, remember that the government basically funds this to keep mages from going on angst-fueled killing sprees against the people who shunned them, and is only giving them food and education in the hopes they'll direct their sociopathy away from the Empire. I like the official tagline more: the collection, preservation, and distribution of magical knowledge, with an emphasis on ensuring that all citizens of Tamriel benefit from this knowledge. I totally had a page from the charter hung on my wall when I was little. Tondar wrote, Kadia successfully summons the skeleton. She is then kicked out in the street for practicing necromancy. But, on that note, is the skeleton thing I did back there going to cause problems? I heard about the guild recently banning necromancy, and I'm not sure if, like, I'm a necromancer now? So it explains that the official rules say the soul cairn falls on the okay side of the line, since the ideal masters reanimated those creatures and you're simply summoning them. For the most part, people will just be astounded you were willing to tolerate the paperwork and bureaucracy. Most conjurers prefer to pull from the Deadlands, which is like a house with no locks and an owner who's constantly angry that people are constantly stealing his pets and silverware. Or Infernace, which is more of a laid-back soul cairn. A laid-back soul cairn? Poof. Naked? Naked? Naked! Kadia exercised caution. But, Kadia's gonna exercise caution in the next episode. This one went in a whole lot of different directions, and also we've reached January 2019. Holy crap. I think I'm gonna catch up soon. Oh no. Or is that a oh yes? I don't know. Well, anyway, this has been Anashi Sasuke. I believe this is episode 30 of Let's Read Prequel. Because the last one came out the day before my birthday and I turned 29. That's why I remember. That's not a good reason to remember. If you like this video, a like and subscribe will be groovy. If you didn't, you'll need to do either one of those things. If you want to click the bell, you can do that as well so that you'll be notified when the next episode goes up. And I will see y'all in the next one. Later.